All right. Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders here at Great Millstone who rule well, whom I learn from. Peace and salutations to the elect. This is Brother Barak from GMS Tampa Bay, coming at you with another lesson that I pray is edifying and exhorting. I'm going to this article that came out March 20th, which was yesterday, year 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And it is headline Governor DeSantis to sign Florida bill banning homeless people from sleeping in public. Without further ado, just go jump right into it. Make this a quick lesson. It says Governor Ron DeSantis announced at a press conference on Wednesday that he is signing legislation that would prevent homeless people from sleeping in public without a permit. HB, which would be House Bill 1365, which passed the House and Senate earlier this month, bars cities and countries from allowing people to sleep on public property without a lawful permit. It allows for those local governments to designate certain property for sleeping or camping if the sites meet Florida Department of Children and Family standards, but those areas could only be used for 1 year. So yeah, they pretty much, cracking down on the homeless even more, which this will lead to, all citizens. Why? Because due to hyperinflation, the homeless, the percentage, just say the homelessness is rising within a country. More people, it's becoming harder and harder to survive. Why? Because the cost of living is going up, the cost of goods is going up, but what the wages is not going up. Okay, actually the value of the dollar is continuing to drop. Okay. So even if you got these people investing in Bitcoin and all that shit, why you think that the price of that's going up? Because they're comparing it to the US dollar, and what? So that just shows you as well that the value of the dollar is constantly going down as well. They showing you throughout all these different things, right? So you got to take heed and pay attention. But it says that they pretty much they're going to assign where it said that it says. It allows for those local governments to designate certain property for sleeping or camping if the sites meet Florida Department of Children and Family standards. So now they're going to be designating certain areas where you can sleep and post up at, which more than likely will be those sea camps, right? And so how the hell you need a permit to be homeless? You got to have permission to be poor now? Get the fuck out of here, man. This is this damn devil, man. So we're going to go here. Let's start here in 1 Peter. 4 or 5. Hey, that's a good one right there, too. Hey, that's the spirit. I'm going to read this one. Then we'll jump to chapter 5, 1 Peter 4 and 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. What? The end of this age, the end of this rulership. And we see Satan as a roaring lion, coming down with great wrath, Revelation 12 and 12. We can get that as well. But yeah, man, the point is the end is here. And we can see by his decrees the wickedness that he's pushing, the agenda that he's pushing, because it's going to camping and sleeping on public property. That's also going to lead to the famine of the word, because brothers that go. Let's see here. All right, so like you had a phone call come interrupt. But like I was going to, brothers that's going out on highways and byways to preach this word, we go to public places, man. The agora, the marketplace. You see? So we're not going to Walmart, posting up at Walmart, because that would be considered like it's a public shopping area, but Walmart could what? Run you off their property. So we go to different places around the cities, public places that, has a lot of foot traffic or whatnot, so people can see us. But if they're pushing that for the homeless, how much more for those who preach the word of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai? So that shows you what the end of all things is at hand. Prophecy is being fulfilled. Now we can jump to 1 Peter chapter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Right. So this is just Satan once again, seeking whom he may devour. And what he's doing right there, what we see, he's going after the poor, after the homeless, man. See, Satan, his plan is to chip them all. Cause he just said that you're gonna need a permit, to sleep, to sleep and camp in certain sites. So if you homeless, what kind of permit you gonna have, right? More than likely they go. This is leading towards the chip, right? And that's further pushing these homeless people out of their so-called safe zones. And we preach downtown Tampa, so homelessness is pretty big down there, and you see these people bugged out all day. And a lot of these people that we don't even see because they stay like more into like other divisions of the downtown area. We pretty much like in the inner downtown area. So we see some the regular bug outs, dudes that's on all type of drugs and whatnot. But now it's coming to a point they're going to be forcing these homeless people to move around more and more. So coming to a neighborhood near you, they're going to start coming back to the inner cities. You know what? They're going to be fleeing persecution as well, man. It's going to get bad out here, man. Let's get Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark is the charagma, the mark of the beast. You're going to have to be on the grid. He's going to have to know who you are and where you are. Or if you're homeless, cool, but you need to be on the grid. We need to make sure you're in the designated camping site. All right. A designated sleeping area. Right. You see? And then for the rich, it says verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell. You see, so the homeless, they ain't too much worried about, buying and sell. They had their little barter deals that they do. They do a lot of stealing and, trade it for drugs or try to, sell whatever they stole to get money to go purchase drugs. But now Esau's clamping down on everybody. It says, in that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You see that? So as we see, due to starting with hyperinflation, matter of fact, let's get that sedition scripture. Lack of bread. Esau steadily pushing these decrees, steady passing these bills, because when you go to the article, it's like this article just came out March 20th. I just found on March 20th, but it said that this was passed. It said HB 1365, which passed the House and Senate earlier this month. So it already passed. It passed the House and Senate. The Senate already signed it. So a lot of these laws and decrees that, come out, a lot of these things had already been signed, is already on the books. That's why it's no way to so-called protest these things. Why? Because it's already in the books. It's already written. The government has already made his decision, his judgment. Okay. Now let's go. What I wanted, second Esdras. Is it 15? Maybe 16. Yeah, 16. So like your second Esdras chapter 16. Where's that at? Okay, it should be under here. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, it might be chapter 15. It says for the lack of bread. Yep, there it is right here. Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 18. Man, I start at verse 17. Yep. A man should desire to go into the city and shall not be able. Hey, you gonna need a permit to be in certain places. Hence those 15-minute cities that they setting up, man. Okay. Checkpoints. Okay. Concentration camps. So you're gonna desire to be able to move freely, but you're not going to be able to. Civil war. Nations breaking off from not nations, but the certain states breaking off from the divided the divided states of America. Okay. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. You see, the city should be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. Why? Because the insurrection. They ain't just going to come to the inner cities, man. And that's why they're going to block off the inner cities, man. They're going to pretty much let you people fight, destroy, and kill each other. And then they'll come through and just sweep up whatever's left. Or the remaining survivors will be so worn out. They're going to be searching for that chip. They're going to be looking for a U.S. military base. They're going to be looking for refuge. They're going to trust in Egypt. Okay. It says, a man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And a lot of these bombs you might look over like they're nobodies or they're insignificant, but at the same time, they're still human. And right now, law and order is still here. So yeah, they might sit on the corner and beg and ask and hold signs, but hey man, it's coming to a time where they're going to take matters into their own hands, right? Man, that's another precept says the course of the action should stand in their hand. But yeah, man, that's the that's pretty much the point. Yep, verse 16. Let me jump up here. 15, man. Sheesh. Second Esdras, I'll start at verse 14 here. Second Esdras 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So it's going to come to a time where they're going to be it's going to be little gangs developing everywhere. It's going to be a gang here. Everybody's going to be in a gang. Everybody's going to band up because they believe strength is in numbers. Ain't gonna be no lone wolves in that day. If you're a so-called lone wolf, you're gonna be eaten instantly, man. Okay? The only lone person that's gonna be all right is the man of the Lord, because why? He's gonna be heavily protected by the angels. But the rest of the people out here in this earth, man, sheesh, is gonna be bad for you. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So everybody gonna have a killing instrument in their hand, and nobody's going to be faking, whether it's a baseball bat with spikes on it, with nails in it, a kitchen knife, a real samurai sword, a gun. People are going to have these killing instruments in their hand. They're not going to be afraid to use it. Okay. People are going to start making homemade armor. Man, it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad out here. And always remember what the Lord is, a man of war. So yeah, man, there's going to be a lot of war and bloodshed upon these streets, right? Verse 16, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see that? So whatever a man is able to do to eat or defend himself and his family, that's what he's going to do, right? So I want to get this last precept here. I like to go into this time to time, but pretty much, going to the permit, because all these things is coming together. The famine of the word, 15-minute cities, martial law, okay, famine, pestilence, okay, civil war. All these things are going to be here, They're going to overlap each other, so to say. In Genesis 47 and 15, it says, and when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, this is due to a famine, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. And who's the modern day Egyptians? Who has that great system set up where you can go to your government? Because Joseph was the head of the government. He was over Pharaoh. It tell you that the Lord made him a father unto Pharaoh, man. Okay. You see? Of course, Pharaoh technically held the title, but Joseph was running things, our forefather. That's who made Egypt great. It says, give us bread. Why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. And Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. You see, so pretty much in this ancient time, they had cattle, they had land and all these different things to bargain with. You people have nothing to bargain with. Whether you so-called bought property and build your house on that, guess what? You still have to pay property taxes. So that shows you what even the land that you have, you don't own. Okay. And you damn sure ain't got no cattle. And if you do got cattle, guess what? That cattle is on the land, right? And you don't own the land. And another thing, if you got cattle and vineyards and, farms out in the country, and you think you're good, that's where everybody's going to come at. It's only so much shooting you're going to be able to do until you're overwhelmed and your house is taken. Okay? The Lord got a plan for everybody. Don't worry about it. And they bought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses and for the flocks and for the cattle of the herds and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. And one thing about Esau Edom, he ain't gonna do none of that shit, man. The only thing Esau got for you is you come and get that chip and you come into his safe zone, right? Because it don't matter at that point, because now he got you marked. Now you on his grid, you're in his system. When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord how that our money is spent. My Lord also hath our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we in our land? Buy us in our land for bread, and we in our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. And Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field. You see, so they ain't got to worry about getting it from you slowly, as Joseph did, as he bought the land, from the Egyptians and the Canaanites then. Okay. He ain't got to get it from you slowly. You people have pretty much already surrendered all of your rights. That's why what your boy Carl Schwab said, you will own nothing and be happy. Why? Because you're going to be ready and willing to give away everything you have in order to survive by his mark, right? It says, and Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them, so the land became Pharaoh's. All right, let me get to the point. Let me go up. Bear me 1 second. I just want to get to the point where they gave themselves. No, that might be it there. Verse 24, I'll read 24 and 25. I believe 25 is the point. And it should come to pass in the increase that ye should give the fifth part unto Pharaoh, and 4 parts should be your own for seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your household, and for food for your little ones. And they said, thou hast saved our lives. Let us find grace in thy sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants. So they pretty much, gave themselves to be Pharaoh's servants. Let me see. I think it was another one. Let's see, have our lands. Let me go here. Sometimes you got to hit that Google. It says 47:13 through 16. Let's see here. It might have been something I missed. Yep, that's it. So like Genesis 47:19, it says, wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we in our land? Buy us in our land for bread. So they was willing to sell themselves. You see? Buy us in our land for bread, and we in our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. So they sold themselves as servants and sold their land. Like, hey, you got us in the land. Just give us seed that we can plant in the land that you own, and You know, Pharaoh made a decree that, not Pharaoh, but Joseph made a decree that, you know, when the crops do grow, you know, you bring a fifth to the house of Pharaoh, and then the rest is for you to feed yourself, your cattle, and your children, man. But you know, that's the point, man. You know, Esau Edom is coming down with that great wrath. He's forcing a hand, coming down with these unrighteous decrees, pushing the homeless out. You know, and trust me, he's gonna come down on the men of the Lord as well. Hey, you got a permit to be standing here, that you can be, hey man, this public property, so on and so forth. But now he's bringing out the laws that, hey, you need a permit to be in certain areas, man. Okay. So yeah, that's the wrath. That's the truth. And he spake as a dragon. He had two horns like a lamb, but spake as a dragon. That's these draconian laws coming down, man. And all these things is ultimately to implement the MOTB, the RFIDC help. Right? So I'm gonna close it out with that. I pray this was edifying and exhorting. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.